Hello everyone, my name is Nikhil Marisari and this is my channel Chess with Nick. The main purpose of this channel is that I intend to bring beginners out there in the chess world some fresh and helpful content in the chess world through which they can hone their skills and do better. So this video is basically about what chess is, what the pieces are and how do they move. So basically chess has 64 squares in the game. 32 of them are black and the other 32 are white. Both sides, black and white, have 16 pieces on the board, each of which serves different purposes. So let's begin with the most fundamental and the most numerous piece, which both sides have, the pawn. The pawn can initially move 2 steps on its first turn. The pawn can also choose to move one move on the first turn if it chooses to. But after playing the first move, the pawn can continue only playing one move afterwards. Like in this case, I've already moved the pawn 2 steps over here, and after this, I can't jump all the way here right now. I can only move 1 step at a time from here. However, when a pawn is taking another pawn or capturing another pawn, it kills diagonally. So let's say this pawn comes here, this pawn kills it diagonally like that, and black can recapture like this. So when the pawns are killing, they kill it diagonally. But when they're just purely moving forward, they can just go completely straightly and not diagonally. So that's the pawns. Now let's talk about the second piece, the knight. Both sides have two knights, and these knights move in an L shape, if you would like to call it. So let's say the knight goes here. So as you can see, it moves in a sort of L shape. The knight can also move in a kind of horizontal L shape like this. The knights are really tricky pieces in chess, and they can often lead to forks, which we will discuss in uh, future videos. Especially when you're playing any timed games, the knights can be really dangerous and easy to miss. So the knights should you should beware of the knights because they can be really dangerous. They're really tricky pieces. Now let's talk about our third piece, the bishop. Each side again has two bishops, and the bishops move diagonally. As you can see, this pawn move opens up the diagonal for the bishop. So the bishop can move in any of these squares in these diagonals. We can move it all the way here, and black can also move it anywhere it wants really. You can go here, and yeah, again the same thing works for the dark squared bishop as well. So one thing you might have noticed is that the bishops are initially beginning on different colors, and they can never really change their colors. If it's a light squared bishop, it always stays on the light squares. It can never move to any of the dark squares at all. And if it's a dark squared bishop, it can't move to any of the light squares at all. So it is always recommended to kind of save both of your bishops because bishops are really helpful in the game. And if you lose one, you cover only one diagonal, one kind of squares of diagonal, either light or dark. Now let's talk about our next piece, the rook. Each side again has two rooks, and the rooks move in straight lines, either vertically or horizontally. As you can see, the rooks can move horizontally or vertically anywhere they really want, as long as they're not limited by any other pieces of their own kind or the opponent's. The next piece that we're going to discuss about is the queen. Each side has only one queen, and it is absolutely the most powerful piece in the game. The queen is a kind of a combination of both the bishop and the rook. As you can see, the queen can move in diagonals like this. It can also move in straight lines and horizontal lines. Ignore if you already know chess a bit. I would ask you to ignore my terrible moves right now. So the queen is basically the most powerful piece, which can move almost in any way except as the knight. It can move diagonally, it can move horizontally, and it can move vertically. The last piece, and the most important piece, other than the queen, is the king. The king usually serves no other purpose, but when the king is checkmated, which we will discuss in the next video, the game is pretty much over. So the main purpose of the chess game is to keep your king safe and checkmate the opponent's king. The king can only move one step in any direction. It can only move one step at a time. Certainly more useful than the pawn, but the king is the most unhelpful piece, but also the most important piece at the same time. Now let's discuss the values of each piece in the board. So the pawns, there are 8 pawns on each side, and they are each worth 1 point each. Then there is the knight. The knight is worth 3 points each, so a combined total of 6 points. Then the bishops. The bishops are also worth 3 points each, and with a combined total of 6 points. Although many chess grandmasters do consider the bishop to be better than the knight because it simply covers more squares. The fourth piece is the rook. The rook is worth 5 points each with a combined total of 10 points. The rooks are valued more because they are simply more powerful and they cover more squares. The queen, and arguably the most powerful piece in the game, is worth 9 points. And while the king is worth the entire game. If the king is checkmated, the game is over. I hope you found this video helpful. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I will be bringing about more new videos in the future, and make sure to be